Hello, Sumit. You're welcome once again. So this is how to draft a basic blazer. So I'm starting with the back bodice. So the back measurement for the neck depth is going to be 1 inch, and then for the neck weight, I'm using 2.5 inches. Okay, I've drafted most of my parameters here. So if you don't know how to draft the basic bodice block, you can just refer to my videos that I did on how to draft the basic bodice block. All right. So for the armhole, I just want to get the midpoint, and then I will come in by 0.5 inches, and then I'm going to mark a quarter of my bust measurement, and then I'm going to add 0.5 inches for ease. Now I'm drafting out the armhole curve. Now the length for these blazers, I've marked out the length of my blazers. It's going to be a very short gown. So I've marked that out. Then I've marked out my waist point and then my hip point. Now to get your that on the waistline, I'm going to divide my bust span by 2, which is 3.5 inches. But before that, I'm going to try and remove any bulge from the back. So I'm going to mark 0.5 inches, come in by 0.5 inches on the waistline, which is what I've done. Then I will connect it towards the chest line, and then I'll connect the other line to the hip line. This is just to remove any bulge. Then I always like my blazers to have joining at the middle back. Then for the that I'm going to mark 3.5 inches from the midpoint there, and then I'll come up by 1.5 inches on the hip line, and then 1 inches from the chest line. Then I'll also mark half inch on each side of the that leg on the waistline. Then I'm going to connect the line just as you can see. Okay, this is just a basic bodice block. There's really nothing special. There's really nothing difficult about this. If you don't know how to draft, please make sure you refer to my videos on how to draft a basic bodice block. So what I'm doing is that all my measurements, my waist measurements and my hip measurements, I I added 0.5 inches for ease. Your blazers just needs doesn't need to be very tight on you. It has to be it should be not too tight and not too loose, just snugly on your body. So I'm just connecting my lines over. You can use this too for this method also for jacket top, like a jacket that is not a gown, something that will just top just a little bit below or above your hip line. Now this is where the real work starts from. So I'm going to be drafting a shoulder dart for this piece. So I will divide what I have there by 2. Okay, I'll divide what I have on that point by 2, and then connect it to the dart leg at the chest line. And that is all for the back pattern. Okay, as simple as ABC. Then I'll extend the dart line all through to the hemline. Remember that our dart is a bust span by divided by 2, which is 3.5 inches in this case. So I'm going to be cutting this out, but before I do that, I'm going to do some alteration. Okay, I will extend the shoulder line by quarter of an inch. I usually do this for my jackets and then come down from my armhole by 0.5 inches. Okay, this just makes your armhole sit properly. The armhole of your jacket should not be too tight, should be loose a bit. And then I'm going to come up on that point too by quarter of an inch. I hope you understand. Please, you need to watch this again if you know you didn't understand. So I'm going to draft my new armhole. Cool. The essence of this is that your shoulder line, the shoulder line of your blazer should drop a bit. It extends a bit from your shoulder joining. So that is why I extended it by quarter of an inch. Okay. So I'm just cutting this out, and the back pattern is ready. So I've dropped the link to my busy bodies blog and my other drafting videos in the description below. So just have to believe in yourself, okay, and trust the process. You're going to get better at your craft. Just keep practicing. So I'm just cutting out the other piece, and as simple as ABC. Okay, now remember I said that I added 0.5 inches of ease. Now it's optional, although it is okay. If you don't want to add it, fine, but you can, because your jacket just have to be smart on you. So 0.5 inches is cool. You can even add quarter of an inch, okay, depending on you. And that is all for the back pattern. So I'm just labeling that as the back side and then the middle side, okay, as the middle side. Then I'm going to cut out the neckline as well. Remember I said I came in for the neck depth by 1 inches and then the neck width by 2.5 inches, and that is all. So for the front bodies, which is where the real work is, I've also drafted that out just like we drafted the back measurement, but there were just a little alteration. From the bust points, I came down by 0.5 inches before I the darts, okay, while from the hip line I also came up by 1.5 inches. Then I did the dart as usual. Then for the arm slope, shoulder slope, I came down by 1.5 inches instead of 1 inch for as we did for the back. Another point, I came in by 0.75 inches instead of 0.5 inches as we did for the back. Now for the neckline, the neck depth is 2.5 inches and then the neck width is 2.5 inches as well. So these are just the major difference. Then you make sure that you leave at least 6 inches space from the tip of your pattern, and then 6 inches for the parts where for your breasted blazers. Now you can do between 3 inches to 6 inches or 7 inches to get your breasted to get that part, okay, because this is a breasted blazers. Now what I'm doing now is to divide what I have left on the shoulder line by 2 and then connect it to my bust point, and then I'm going to measure half an inch on each side of that part and then connect it to the bust point. Remember that we didn't do this for the back measurement because the back bodies rather doesn't need that alteration. So, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to add the 1 inch that I removed, the 1 inch that I removed from that place. I'll add it back to the shoulder measurement. Then I'll also come down or treat the armhole. I extended it by 0.5 inches, just like I did for the back measurement, for the back bodies. Now the 1 inches we took out on the shoulder dart, I'm going to return it back there. Then I'll also extend it by quarter of an inch, just like we did for the back bodies. I hope you can see that. Okay, the 1 inch I removed for the shoulder dart, and then quarter of an inch. Then I also come up by quarter of an inch. Okay, this is optional. Coming out by quarter of an inch or and going up by quarter is optional, but it has a way it makes your blazer sit well, and then it gives it this professional look if you extend your shoulder line by quarter of an inch at most. So I'm just going to draw my new shoulder slope, my shoulder line, and then I will redraw the curve. I will redraw the armhole curve. So if you're into ready to wear, I have some ready to wear videos, fashion business videos that I did that you can actually watch, which will help you in your business. And if you want me to mentor you, to coach you on how to scale up your business, if you have any problem, any issues that is bothering you on strategies or marketing, okay, I'm just a link away from you. So just click on the link in the description below and will be will be right there waiting for you, okay. And I also have some other digital products that you can leverage on as a fashion designer. So thank you so much, and please do not forget to subscribe, okay, leave your comment in the comment section, like and share this video. So I want my break point to be just like 2 inches below my bust point. I do not want this to reveal my cleavage because I really do not want to wear. I want to be able to wear this jacket without having to wear a singlet or an inner in this. So I'm just going to come down by 1.5 inches from the bust point. You can actually take this down to your waistline, but you know that you have to wear an inner. But with this, I really don't want an inner here. So I'm just going to take it down to my bust point, 2.2 inches down below my bust point, and then extend it to the neckline like this. Then from the neckline, I also extend the line like so, so that we can get the collar. Then now I'm going to measure what I have on my back neckline. So you measure what you have on your back neckline. I have about 3 1/4. So I'll measure 3 1/4 from that point exactly. I hope you can see it. 3 1/4 from that point exactly. Then on that point, I'll come out again by 1/4 of an inch. This is just to make your collar relax very well at your back neck. Then I'm going to draw the new line. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to determine how wide I want my collar to be. So I want it to be as wide as 3.5 inches. Well, in this place, you can actually do as much as you want. You can make it 4 inches, 4.5, 2 inches, depending on you. Okay, you just have to let your creativity play in this area. So you make sure that you position your ruler in a diagonal manner. It should not be straight. Okay, it should not be straight. So position it in a slant manner like that, and then you draw the line. So I'm going to measure my 3.5 inches and measure my 3.5 inches. Then I'll go back to the neckline on the front bodice. Now extend that line by 3.5 inches. Now the trick here is that you should make sure that whatever you're coming out from should be at least the same measurement of your collar width. It should be at least, okay? It should not be below. It should not be lesser. It should be at least the length of your collar width. So you can do more than 3.5 inches there. Then from that point, I'll come in by 1.5 inches. Then I'll also extend the line by 1.5 inches in a slant manner or in a diagonal manner, and then I will just connect the line, and this is how to draft the collar, just as simple as ABC. Drafting a jacket is very easy, although it may look complicated, okay, but by the time you do this one or few times, you become a master at this. Now, there's another thing I would like you to do. At that color, you can now decide to be trendy. You can decide to shape it to be in a scallop. Just be creative, okay? Then from that point, I will now join it to my break point, and then my blazer is ready. As simple as ABC. So the next thing is to cut out this pattern. Okay, so I'm just trying to go over what I said earlier and make sure that your extension of the collar should be what you have on your back neckline. Okay, then make sure that when you are ruling that part, your ruler should be slant. It should be in a diagonal manner. It shouldn't be straight. All right. Then I also mentioned that the extension of that part should at least be the same as the extension of your collar width. Okay, so once you honestly, it's very easy. You don't need to be overwhelmed. You might think, oh, this thing is so much, so many things to, but by the time you do this 1 or 2 times, you be used to what you need to measure. So, like I said, you can be creative at that point. You can decide to make that place into a scallop, just give it any shape that you love. So, I'm going to cut out this pattern. I'll be cutting out this pattern, and then if you, like I said, that I have some drafting series on some drafting videos on how to draft. Please check the link, or the video will be showing on your screen, just on one corner at the upper part. Okay, so I'm going to cut out this pattern now, and that is so. And do not forget that I said the extension on the shoulder line is optional, but if you can do it, it makes your jacket come out very trendy. So if you've not liked this video up to now, I think this is a time for you to like it, and you've not subscribed, please do. And I want to appreciate everyone who has subscribed, who has been a part of this community till now. It hasn't been easy. I think currently when I'm as at when this video was made, I'm now on 920 subscribers, if I'm not mistaken. Honestly, it has been a real blessing to grow this page organically. And this is just a wake up call to someone. You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to have everything perfect before you start it. Like I can see, I only film with my phone, and I'm not even using an iPhone. Okay, I use just my basic Samsung phone to film this, and I've been able to grow this channel by the grace of God and because of my subscribers up to this point. So just believe in yourself. Start with what you have. Don't wait until you have the best gadget, because there is never a perfect time. If you have the feeling to start a YouTube channel, just start it. The only thing I would just want you to do is just strategize. All right. Currently, I only film my videos. I upload videos to YouTube 2 to 3 times a week, and I schedule my post. Okay. I have a plan on how many videos I want to produce in a month, and then I schedule them. So most times I don't even open my YouTube app in a week or 2 weeks, but I schedule my posts such that on the scheduled days my videos are being posted, are being uploaded onto YouTube. Okay, so please do that which you want to do. Don't wait for the perfect time, and don't be scared. You don't have to be good at it. Just make sure that you keep improving yourself. When I started this channel, I was always cutting on the floor, if you notice. But now I have a table that I cut on, and my video is better and clearer than it was. So just keep improving yourself, and the sky is just a starting point. And this is how to cut and draft your basic blazer pattern. You can use this to draft your normal blazers without the plackets, without that extension. Like I said, that extension depends on you. So thank you so much. Bye.